Good afternoon. Wanted to do just a little video on emergency power, some things you can run and some ideas that I do if I lose power and I need lights. This is real simple and actually inexpensive. I have a deep cycle marine battery. You could pick a decent one up for about $100. Okay, I happen to have a boat, so I keep this charged. I have three different inverters here. I have a 400 watt inverter, I have an 80 watt inverter, and I have a 95 watt inverter. These two you can plug into your car's adapter, into your car, and generate power that way. This one is a direct connect to the battery through these alligator clips, positive and negative. You got to be sure that you do that. So I'm just going to do a quick little demonstration on the things that you can run. One tip though, when you do have a power outage and you don't know when it's going to come on, but if you need lights, you have incandescent light bulbs and the LEDs. I picked these LEDs up from the local electric company. When they first offered them, they were $1 a piece. I got about a dozen of them. They only draw 9 watts, and it puts out the equivalent 60 watts light bulb. The light bulb that's plugged into my workbench right now is one of these, so I'll show you that it does work when I plug it in. So you got to be careful about what you're running for wattage, to make sure that you have an inverter that covers the wattage that you're running. Now this inverter is 400 watts. It will not run a refrigerator. Refrigerator runs at about 700 watts and about 1700 watts surge capacity when it first starts up. So this is just for only running lights and something small, but I will show you that I'll be able to run a radio and the lights with this. So, and you can pick this up for probably $35, $40. This one I've had for probably 25 years. So again, you just make sure you have the negative and the positives hooked up correctly, and they're identified on the battery, and the clips, black is negative, red is positive. Just hook them up, and you can see I got no lights on. I have an on-off switch here. I'm going to actually unplug my light and bring it down here. And I'm actually going to plug in my radio too. So in an extreme case, I would be able to get a radio and a light working. Now it does have fans on it, so it draws a little more power. And you have to be conscious of how much power you're drawing over a period of time. You don't want to bring your battery all the way down to zero. You want to go to about 50%. But a 200 amp hour battery, running your lights, one of these lights, for 3 to 4 hours a night, you can do it probably for 4 or 5 days, if not longer. You can extend it. So anyway, it just gives you a little added comfort that you can generate lights. I could plug 2 lights into this if I want, or I can turn on the radio. Oop. So anyway, so I can listen to emergency communications and have light if I needed to cook or something. So we'll try the radio with the other ones. I haven't tried that yet. I'll turn that off, disconnect it. Now I do have a 2000 watt inverter. I can run a refrigerator with that if I need to. But again, the power draw just doesn't allow for the a long time of running with the battery. So the next thing I got is one of these. I got this at the hardware or auto store. It just plugs into your car, and if you really needed to charge a phone or something, you probably have chargers for your car. But again, this is just to run lights inside your house. So what I have here is an adapter that this will plug into. And again, you hook up positive and negative. And if I plug this in, you're gonna see probably a little blue light come on. So now I can plug in my phone and charge that if I want. Now I can't plug my radio into here yet. I would have to go down here. I could plug one of these, a secondary adapter, which is an 80-watt adapter, $19, $20. Or this is an inverter, I'm sorry. So I got a power light. I'm gonna plug the radio in. Let's see if it works. Okay. So I can power one device from that radio, or I can run a light. Okay. And also charge a device. So we'll unplug that, and we'll plug this other one in, which is basically the same thing, but this is 95 watts. And I got a power light, and I know that the other one ran it. This one will run it too. So there you go. So you've got cheap possibilities that if you need to run a light, these work just fine to run a light. And oh, I didn't even show you that, but I will. So just so you know. So I can plug the light bulb in. And again, these are LED lights. They draw very little power, which over the long run is easier on your battery, and you get longer life. Now, one other point I want to make with this is that these are not pure sine wave. You might be able to run a TV off the 400 watt inverter. I haven't tried that yet, but it's dirty power. In layman's terms, it's not pure. So they do have pure sine wave inverters out there that you can get, but they're a little more expensive, and you can spend lots of money on stuff. But these are three simple things that I have, and I've got two spare batteries plus the one on my boat that I can bring in my house, and I can plug devices into, or lights, and have some lights. Again, this was just an idea to give anybody that was thinking about prepping for something, or being a little more prepared. Now, one last thing I do want to cover is these devices that plug into your car. They have fuses, and they unscrew at the end. And here, this unscrews. And I'll just take it off just to show you. And you got a glass 3AG fuse in there, and these are 15 amps. So you need to be mindful that you would need to have a few spare fuses on hand, which you could buy at the automotive store, less than $5. But anyway, to recap, inverters are great things to have. You can pick less than 100 watts up for $20. You can get 400 watt one for 30 to 40. I've even seen 750 watt ones for less than $50. But the choice is yours. You just need to do your math and your homework, especially when you're consuming power. And the great way to go, again, is the LED light, because versus 60 watts, so an incandescent 60 watt light would be drawing 1.8 amps, I think, of power, whereas the LED light that I have here draws 0.075 amps of power. So it's a huge deal, but in an emergency, like I said, you got lights and stuff. Now, you know, you could bump it up and go out and get a generator, but you may not be able to have a generator where you're at. Those power supply systems that you see people are selling, they're quite expensive, and you can do basically the same thing for a lot less money. And these adapters, this one here, which is you would need this was about $12. So anyway, this one I think was in the $15 range. Again, if you fed off the car, so I had to have this adapter to take it from the battery to the car. Now you could cut it here and put clips and stuff, but then I would lose the ability to charge something. And you could buy those little chargers and stick in the end of one of these. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope it gave you some ideas. It does give you a little feeling of comfort that you know, in an outage, you can provide some lights instead of running around with flashlights and lanterns and candles, which could be a fire hazard. So anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and enjoy your day.